Rach and I have spent our whole friendship holding each other. Holding each other's hands through everything life has to offer. And even just through crowded areas, so to not lose one another and have our social anxiety peak. We've held each other up as our worlds have fell apart, and we've held each other's heads off kitchen floors as our worlds seemed all too much. But we've held each other up under wisteria vines, and so that we didn't fall down rock pools and cliff faces at the fairy pools. And today I had the pleasure of potentially holding the most important thing in our friendship to date, which was your bouquet while you married the love of your life, and your dress while you peed. So if we could all hold up our glasses to two of the snazziest people I know, to my soulmate and the other guy in the suit who was invited tonight, to Mr. and Mrs. Morgan.
Rachel, I've seen your relationship stand through thick and thin. With you by his side, he is more confident, more level, and more focused. I know that being a partner to such a driven entrepreneurial spirit like him can be difficult at times, but your patient and kind nature have definitely made you Luke's rock. I know he misses you when we're away, and he thinks of you lovingly always. So with that, standing here with you, surrounded by all the closest people in your lives, I think I speak for everyone, in that we wish you guys the most amazing life together. I can't wait to see where the next decade brings us all.
So, Rachel and Luke first met when they matched on a famous little dating app in 2017. Luke had done some harmless departure swiping at the airport on his way to Japan. So when Rachel got the notification, she was a little bit confused as to why he was 7,264 kilometres away. She was sure she hadn't set her radius internationally. But after working out Luke was overseas on a holiday, they spoke every day while he was away. And 9 days later, and within hours of Luke landing back in Australia, they met up in person. Luke immediately thought Rachel was even more beautiful in real life. When Luke opened the door, Rachel first noticed Luke's huge dorky smile, which now, knowing him a little bit better, she calls this his drunk and happy smile. She was instantly attracted to him, first noticing his tattoos and, more importantly, his puppy. She was about to be a dog mum. I can't say that they took things slow because they didn't. Luke took it upon himself to make the first move, instantly pulling Rachel in for a kiss to avoid any awkwardness. This all happened within the first 5 minutes of meeting each other. Then off they went to Hog's Breath for their first date, where Rachel opted for a pasta over one of their famous steaks. After the dinner, again, wasting no time, Luke took Rachel to his friend's house where he introduced her to a good portion of his entire friendship group. From here, Rachel and Luke were inseparable, spending almost every day together. They made things official on a flight to Melbourne when they went to visit Luke's sister Belle. This ended up being an extremely memorable trip for the pair. Later that year, Rachel had moved in with Luke into a share house, and although it might have been soon, it felt right. Something Luke strongly values in his life is having support from the people that he chooses. Being supported as a person and in his business ventures is so incredibly important to him, particularly in a relationship. And Luke very quickly observed Rachel supported him in everything that he did. He knew that a life with Rachel would mean always evolving and growing. He loves that they were always pushing each other to be the best versions of themselves. It's something he always knew he needed, but he'd never experienced in a relationship before meeting Rachel. He loves her caring nature and that she is hardworking. also the fact that every morning when he leaves for work and tells her that he loves her, even if she is asleep, she still manages to say it back to him. He loves that they're always on the same page and that somehow they're always thinking the same thing, even finishing each other's sentences from time to time. When I asked Luke what things he doesn't love about Rachel, his reply was NA. A response I have never seen from a groom to this day. Rachel loves how comfortable she is with Luke. She loves his drive and also how hardworking he is. She describes Luke as someone who will always go above and beyond for what he wants and will always find a way to make something work. She appreciates so much about him, even his goofy smile. And she knows today, by standing up here, that she is choosing her teammate for life. She knows Luke will always be the person to catch her if and when she falls, someone she wants to start a family with, and someone who she can lean on if times ever get tough. Nothing beats simply spending quality time together. Whether it's going out and trying new foods or indulging in Lego, a shared passion of theirs. Rachel also loves how Luke baby talks their animals, even possibly more than she does. In December of 2018, Luke organised a surprise trip to Japan. Luke wanted to take her to one of the only 2 Disneylands in the world left to tick off her bucket list. He waited until the fireworks that evening, and right in front of the Disney castle and in front of hundreds of onlookers, he dropped to one knee and asked her to marry him.
Mrs. Morgan, I'll never get tired of hearing that. When we first started speaking, we were in different countries. I remember my plane being delayed by a day and being so frustrated that I had to wait longer to meet you, but the wait was definitely worth it because from the moment I laid my eyes on you, I realized that you were special. Throughout our 5 years together, you have supported me in every way, been my best friend, my partner, my greatest challenge, my ride or die. I can't imagine life without you, and I'm so excited to see where life takes us. No matter where we are in the world, I'll always be with you. Rachel, as I stand here, I vow to stick by your side no matter what comes our way. I vow to be the best man I can be. I vow to always choose you. And finally, I vow to always support you the way you support me and love you the way you deserve to be loved.
Luke, I knew from the moment that I met you that you were the start of one of life's biggest adventures. Today I make these vows to you as we start our new chapter together. I know that everything has led us to this very moment, the moment I marry my best friend. Falling in love for you wasn't a feeling of falling at all. It was like walking into a house and knowing that you're home. You make me feel safe and supported, and I can't imagine a life without us in it. Today and all the days to follow, I promise to stand by you through the good times and the challenging times, as you have always done so for me. I promise to encourage all of your hopes and dreams, but also to level your impulses. I promise to be your person, the one you can speak freely with, to be the one who makes your morning coffee, and to be always up for late night ramen and DVD runs. But most importantly, I promise to love you unconditionally, fearlessly, and without hesitation.
But, we grew as people and we outgrew Unit 3. And that is when Rach and Luke really began on their journey to being Mr. and Mrs. Morgan. It has been a pleasure to see these two grow into the smart and successful humans they are together and in their own right. Truly the kind of friends I brag about having because they are far too cool to be friends with me. I'm so lucky that a friendship forged out of crisis has landed me here at your wedding, making a maid of honour speech. And I also have a few vows of my own to the both of you. Rach, I vow to always dance it out with you. I vow to always add an extra splash of tequila and a crack of salt to the margies. I vow to never lose the art of doing nothing with you. To run errands without explanation, and to always FaceTime you while you play Sims and I build IKEA furniture. Luke, I vow to share my favourite human with you most of the time. I vow to always brag about how you're my best friend's husband and how proud I am of Mayfair and that I know the guy who runs Luke's builds. I've had to always admire your watch collection and wear them around the house for 5 minutes before I get too scared and I take them off.
You stand here today in the presence of those most important to you on a day that will no doubt be one of the most memorable of your life. You are both incredibly deserving of this moment, and I am filled with so much joy to be able to say the words that we have all been waiting for. Luke and Rachel, I officially pronounce you. You may now kiss your bride.
Mem would have absolutely loved to be here today. She would have loved the party. She was always so proud of you, Luke. And I remember that the last thing that I said to Mem was that we're going to make you so proud. And I can't wait to do exactly that.
They plan to grow their businesses, more travel, and create a family of their own one day. Rachel described her future family as healthy and strong, and Luke mentioned that they'll be attractive. Looks like they've got it all worked out. You are soulmates, best friends, and from today onwards, you are husband and wife. As I would like to present to you, for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Morgan.
I'd particularly like to thank Kerry and Steve for raising such a beautiful, remarkable young lady who is truly caring and beautiful again, and nothing makes me more happier to have her as my daughter-in-law. I am so proud to have successfully raised a warm, loving and gifted, intelligently wonderful, remarkable young man. Luke, you're truly everything I could have wished for in a son and even more. You've made me such a proud mum, and thank you for being my son.